How did you learn about working with the central nervous system?
I learned about the central nervous system when I was introduced to Square One System, which was developed by Sean Sherman. By going through his system, it showed me that not all symptoms that people are speaking about or having are directly coming from any kind of tissue or any kind of structural damage, but there's an entire other side of the equation that many people aren't paying attention to in the central nervous system with how our brain interacts with our environment through our sensory systems. And it plays a much larger role than I think a lot of people give it credit for.
How would you explain your work to someone who has never done it before?
The work I do using Square One is about understanding how your nervous system responds by exposing you to stress, and I'll use a neural response test to read how you responded to that stress. This test uses a part of the body, generally an arm or a leg, putting it into a testing position and seeing can your brain send a signal fast enough to that limb as I apply an abrupt, light, consistent force, either resulting in a pass or a fail test. A pass test is you being able to maintain that testing position. A fail test is you not being able to hold that position. I can now read how you responded to the stress, giving me a better idea of how to intervene and change how your brain handles stress. The more prepared and organized your brain is, allows it to handle stress better. I commonly see symptoms of aches, pains, mobility, strength, speed, vision, balance, and flexibility improve quickly. Traditionally, 1 to 3 sessions of Square One will see that.
What benefits does it bring to the world of health in general?
I think Square One has a significant benefit to the world of general health. When we organize our nervous system, it gives us less reason to compensate, meaning that we become better movers. When you're a better mover, that shows that you're more efficient at being an operating human being. You don't have to turn to pills to solve all these problems, right? So I believe that having Square One affords you the opportunity to be in charge of your own well-being. By helping to organize the nervous system, you're not wasting energy trying to make it through your day as much. So it's going to afford you more time to take care of yourself. You can get to the gym for a workout. You can spend more time looking at better food sources. Make sure you have good social interactions with your friends instead of like coming home from work and just crashing on the couch because you're exhausted, because your nervous system has been working overtime, trying to keep you in a protective state from all these subconscious threats that you don't even have control over. So I know people are tired of being told you'll never be able to get off the floor after playing with the grandkids, or you hurt your arm and you lost range of motion, and they say you're never going to move your arm over your head again, or it's going to take you thousands of months to make that happen and a whole boatload of money, or maybe you'll never recover from that stroke again, or you had that one injury back when you played sports and you're just gonna have to deal with that for the rest of your life. Like these are just expressions of a disorganized nervous system. They're not a life sentence. So I've seen Square One be able to help people in these scenarios.
How do you think you can help sports by incorporating this work into your daily life?
I view us as humans first, and everything else is pretty much secondary. All of our movement is derived from getting up and moving. So simplified, it's squatting, getting up from squatting, and our gait pattern. I'm using Square One to help the brain become more organized and improving human performance substantially. I commonly see that bump in performance roll over into athletics. So the better our brains organize this information coming in, the more efficient we are at subconsciously handling stress, meaning we're not wasting energy and resources on misinterpreted information. This allows us to compensate less and have less of a reason to express these protective symptoms like pain, tight muscles, feeling weak, and other things of that nature.
What benefits does it bring to the world of performance?
More involved in the performance world. I've personally seen a huge benefit that Square One provides. In training, wear and tear of the season, and our bodies are constantly being challenged and beat up, injuries occur. And by traditional methods or a traditional thought process, athletes can miss weeks or months of training in the season. For example, let's say a sprained ankle. With Square One, I've seen and produced myself athletes to come back the same day and not have a problem going forward after going through Square One. And we're doing this during the game, we're doing it during practice, we're doing it during training. Also, you don't need to be injured to receive the benefits of Square One. Like we're taking athletes who are perfectly healthy and we're actually amplifying what they're able to do. Like athletes are running faster, they're jumping higher, they're throwing harder, they're kicking harder, like you name it. We're improving a lot of these metrics of what they are already producing. Uh, as a young athlete, honestly, if anyone told me that I could return to play much sooner, get stronger and faster as the season progressed, and then prove that they could provide those results, like, man, that's a no-brainer. Like, I would get involved now.
How do you feel every time you get a quick result? Are you still surprised?
I absolutely love getting quick results. Not surprised anymore, just because the consistency of quick results has become so common within the Square One community. But I am always excited of being able to help people quickly if it's in the first 10 minutes or by the end of session three, anywhere in between. It will never, ever get old.
Do you apply it in large groups?
Yes, I run all of my athlete training groups through Square One. I use Signal 6 as part of their warm up. I use level 1 and 2 during training between workout sets, or if my athletes need a little bit more attention because of pain, something doesn't feel right, may have tweaked something, or if they're returning from an injury. I will block out time during the lift to work with them as I'm coaching the rest of the room.
Do you think the future of human performance will be this work with the central nervous system?
Yeah, I believe 100% that understanding how to communicate and interview the nervous system through Square One is going to change how human performance is viewed, approached, and applied in the future. Like, I don't have any issues with any other forms of therapy, methods of healing, or other systems that are out there. I just haven't seen anything that can deliver results as fast and consistently as Square One because of its unique ability to interview the nervous system. Like, there is no guessing or assuming in the Square One problem solving framework.
What would you say to someone who is interested in neurotraining but doesn't know where to start?
A great place to get started is the Square One website and the Instagram page. So you can find Sean on Insta at Square numerical one system. And there you can get some general info and see the results that are being produced. You'll literally be swimming in success stories. It's awesome. You can sign up for the Square One Level 1 and Level 2 workshop. It's an experience like that you've never had, and there's a really good chance that you will be able to meet me there as well. Dan Fichter has great insight on the nervous system. You can find him on Instagram at wannagetfast or on Twitter or Twitter X at WGF1. Z Health also has a free intro to neurology course on their website on how to make changes by stimulating the sensory systems. It's a really simplified and easy way to try and to get out of this tissue-based problem way of thinking. Also, any podcasts or YouTube videos that have the name Sean Sherman or Dan Fichter in the title are a great free way to kind of get your feel for the neuro world and see what they're doing. And also, you can check out my page on Instagram. It's going to be at last underscore resort underscore restoration and take a peek at what I'm doing with Square One and training my athletes.
If you had to convince me that this job is the future of human performance, what would you tell me?
I don't believe I need to convince anyone. I just let the results speak for themselves. When I'm using Square One, I am just an observer, and what I'm doing is I am just merely reporting back to the changes that I'm see happening, and either instantly or over time. And I'm more than happy to point people in the direction of information or report back to, if they want to ask me more in depth of the success stories that I've been able to produce. I will give you that information, and you can make your own call. But that's why I'm such a big fan of this system, and that the results will do the speaking for me.